So I decided to make this video because a few of my friends recently had trouble allocating their rooms in their student houses, where things can get a bit ugly when certain people want certain rooms and people aren't paying enough, or people aren't seen to be paying enough, and people don't get the rooms they want. And it's a good way to get off on the wrong footing with your new housemates that you've got to live with for at least a year. So some of the methods I've seen to divvy out the rooms in the house, that if some are nicer than others, is you go off the room size of how big they are, but that's not very good. You go off preference of, I want this room because X, Y, Z, and someone else just says, well, I also want it because X, Y, Z, and W, and then you're back to square one, basically, because it's just your word against theirs. It's not very good. And then lastly, you can do names in a hat, but that is just embarrassing. You want the room you want, not the room you're given at random. So that's a good way to make everyone upset for no good reason. So how should you do it? With the free market, and here's a graph. I don't know what it means. Something to do with apples. So how to do it is that you have a conference call, just a Skype or a Zoom with all your housemates. You talk through why people want certain rooms, why certain rooms are more valuable to some people, why they're less valuable to other people. Then you bid for the rooms on an Excel thing that everyone can see or access, and then after the bidding you scale each price to match the required rent. So here's an example just to clarify. So this is my house in second year, and there were 4 rooms for 4 people, and there was a top floor room with an ensuite and very airy and nice views. Room 2 was still nicer than room 3, which was then about the same as room 4. Room 4 was quite average, or maybe room 3 was a bit worse, but anyway. So the rent for this house was $2,800 a month, which is £646 a week, and you can get that by multiplying or dividing by 52 over 12. So 52 weeks and 12 months gives you 4.33333, which works out to an average of £161.54 per person per week. So that's what you should be kind of shooting for, and it's good to have that in mind when you're doing the bidding. So, for example, Anna here is in control of the spreadsheet, and so she's put 150 in for every room, and this is a good place to start because it's not too far off the average. Everyone would be kind of paying near the representative amount for each room if it stayed like that. But obviously other people need to bid as well, and so Ben puts in 170 for the nicest room, which is over the average, and then other rooms kind of creep up to the average, and then room 4, Charlie has just put £161.54 in, which is quite a diplomatic way of bidding because it takes you out of it because you're bidding the average. So if people bid more than you, then eventually it's going to get scaled down because you're paying too much if everyone pays more than the average £161 required. And so this bidding can go on and the numbers go up until everyone is happy with how things are. And if someone is the highest bidder on 2 rooms, then they can choose. But we have a total here, which is £648.54, which is slightly more than we actually needed to pay. So you just scale down all the amounts slightly, and then you end up with £646. So people are paying slightly weird amounts, but it doesn't matter. As long as it adds up correctly, in this case there's 2 pence too much, and so 2 people would pay 1 pence less. It doesn't matter. Or 1 person could pay 2 pence less. It doesn't matter. And so the bidding continues until everyone is happy, and if you think someone's paying not enough, just bid slightly more than them and force them to pay more if they want that room. The advantages of this method that it's fair. If certain rooms are better, it cheapens the other rooms. If other things can be priced in, so you can look at car parking spaces and things like that if your house has it. Everyone comes away happy that if you're not happy with other people's amounts, just outbid them, pay slightly more than them. And then they'll be forced to pay more or outbid you on another room. But ultimately, no matter how high the bidding goes, it's still limited by the £646 maximum or minimum. It's the amount you've got to pay. You can abstain by bidding the average, and then you get this fun rock, paper, scissors at the end to just decide the last 1 or 2 pence. The only disadvantage I can think of is that a good compromise should leave everyone unhappy. So if everyone's upset with the amounts that everyone's paying, then you're in the right sort of place. And This is a good democratic way of deciding the room sizes or room prices and who should get which room in your new house fairly. I hope this helps some people decide which room they should go for and how much they should be paying for it.